Hello and welcome to grammar class.
Today's topic is the subject, the object, and the complement. These are three key elements of sentence construction in English grammar. To begin with, the subject is a word or a group of words denoting the person or the thing we talk about in the sentence.
In other words, the subject shows the person or the thing we speak or say something about in the sentence.
The subject of the sentence is basically a noun or a pronoun, but it may have different forms. For example, John is a smart boy. Here John is a noun and we are talking about the noun John. She is watching a movie.
Here she is the subject of the sentence because we are talking about a certain female person.
She is a pronoun and this is the subject of the second sentence. Smoking is bad for health. Here we are talking about the act of smoking. It is a gerund and this is the subject of the third sentence, smoking. To exercise daily is a good habit. Here to exercise daily, the entire phrase is the subject of the sentence. It is an infinitive. So we see that a gerund or an infinitive may also be the subject of a sentence because these non-finite verbs act as a noun. Keep silence, please. This is an imperative sentence. Here the subject is you.
But it is understood.
How he became so rich is mysterious.
Here the entire clause, how he became so rich, is the subject of the sentence. So even an entire clause may be the subject of a sentence.
So we see that the subject of a sentence is
either a noun or a pronoun, but a gerund or an infinitive or a noun phrase or a noun clause may also be the subject of a sentence.
So we see that the subject of a sentence usually comes at the beginning of a sentence, but it may also come in the middle or at the end of a sentence. For example, in the first sentence, there are stars in the sky. Stars is the subject of the sentence and it's in the middle of the sentence. In the second sentence, what a lovely dress it is. The subject is it and it's in the middle of the sentence. And then here comes the queen. In this sentence, the queen is the subject of the sentence
coming at the end of the sentence. And then in the interrogative sentence, where do you live?
The pronoun you is the subject coming in the middle of the sentence. In the last example, may I come in,
which is also an interrogative sentence,
the subject is I coming in the middle of the sentence. So it's clear that the subject of a sentence may come in different forms and at different positions of the sentences. Now that we have understood the concept of the subject, what about the enlargement of the subject in English grammar?
When the subject is enlarged by a word or a group of words to qualify its meaning or to describe it, it is called the enlargement of the subject. The chief word or the most important word in such a phrase is called the subject proper or the subject word. Now to put it simply, if the subject consists of several words, the most important word of the group is called the subject word.
And the rest of the phrase is known as the enlargement of the subject.
Now for example,
the boy in the blue shirt is my best friend. Here the subject is the boy in the blue shirt.
It consists of several words, but here the key word or the most important word is boy, about whom we are talking. So that is the subject word. But the other expressions, the and in the blue shirt, are describing the subject word or boy. So that is the enlargement of the subject. Here the and in the blue shirt are also known as attributes in the enlargement of the subject. Take another example.
Delhi, the capital of India, is a historical city. Here Delhi is the key word about which something is stated in the sentence. So Delhi is the subject word, but the expression the capital of India, which is also describing Delhi,
is the enlargement of the subject.
Now we have who or what test to identify the subject in a sentence. If we ask a question by putting who or what
before the verb,
we can identify the subject in the answer.
for example,
The hunter killed the lion.
now here the verb is killed.
So we are going to put who before the verb killed and ask a question. Who killed the lion?
The answer is the hunter.
So the hunter is the subject of the sentence. So the who and what test will identify the subject of the sentence. So that's it for the subject. What about the object?
Well, the person or thing that receives the action of the verb is called the object of the verb. The object is also a noun or a pronoun, just like the subject. But the object denotes the person or thing that is affected by the action of the verb. Now, just as the subject, the object may also have different forms. An object may be a noun or a pronoun or an infinitive or a gerund or a phrase or even a clause. For example,
I washed my clothes.
here clothes is the object of the sentence because it is receiving the action of the verb washed.
It is a noun. Whom did you invite?
Here whom is an interrogative pronoun
Coming at the beginning of the sentence. He likes swimming.
Here swimming is a gerund serving as the object of the verb likes. She wants to dance, and to dance is an infinitive serving as a noun and the object of the verb wants. I don't know how to cook. Here how to cook is a phrase serving as the object of the verb know. Nobody knows what will happen. Here what will happen is a clause serving as a noun and as the object of the verb knows.
So we can see
that an object may have different forms and it may come at the beginning of a sentence or even in the middle of a sentence if it is a relative pronoun or an interrogative pronoun.
So in short,
an object is a noun or a pronoun
that receives the action of a verb. But some transitive verbs may have two objects.
For example, he gave her a doll. Here her and a doll are both the objects of the transitive verb gave. But remember, if a transitive verb has just one object, it's always a direct object. Why? Because a direct object directly receives the action of the verb. But an indirect object indirectly receives the effect of the action through the direct object. So the indirect object does not come alone, it always comes with the direct object. Generally, the indirect object is placed before the direct object in the sentence. However, the indirect object may also come after the direct object in a prepositional phrase of to or for. In the given example, her is the indirect object and a doll is the direct object. Earlier in the video, we have learnt about the enlargement of the subject.
Now, what about the enlargement of the object?
When an object consists of several words, it is called the enlargement of the object. And the most important word or the chief word in such a phrase is called the object word. For example, he killed a venomous snake.
Here, the object is a venomous snake.
It consists of several words, but here the chief or key word is snake,
which is called the object word. But the two words are and venomous, which describe the object word,
are called its attributes or enlargement. So we see that when the subject or the object consists of several words, we call it the enlargement of the subject or the enlargement of the object. And the key words are called the subject word or the object word respectively.
Now, how can you identify the object in the sentence? We can identify the object with the help of what or whom test. we can identify the object by asking a question.
With whom or what after the verb. After the verb, I repeat. For example, I like milk. Here the verb is like.
So let's ask a question by putting what after the verb like. Like what?
And the answer is milk.
So that is the object of the verb like. Well, what is the complement? A complement is a word or words
which complete the sense of the subject or the object in a sentence. In other words, a complement completes the meaning of the sentence. A complement may be just a single word or a group of words.
Now there are two types of complements in English grammar.
A subjective complement completes the meaning of the subject. For example, he is a doctor. Here the noun doctor completes the subject he.
John seemed to be sad.
Here the adjective sad describes the subject and completes the meaning of the statement about John.
So, doctor and sad are the two complements in these two sentences, and since they describe the subjects,
they are called the subjective complements. The other type of complement is the objective complement. A word or a group of words
that completes the sense of the verb or the object is called the objective complement.
For example,
they elected him leader. Here the noun leader completes the sense of the object him. So it is an objective complement. They elected him makes no complete sense. But the objective complement leader here lends completion to the sense of the predicate. In the same way, I requested him to sit down. Here, I requested him makes no complete sense, but the infinitive phrase to sit down adds completion to the predicate. It completes the sense of the object him, so it is an objective complement in the second sentence. So remember, an object receives the action of the verb, whereas an objective complement completes the sense of the object. More examples of complements on your screen. The song bird is in the tree. Here in the tree is a phrase
used as a complement because otherwise the song bird is makes no sense.
I taught her doesn't make any sense. So painting comes as a complement, objective complement. It is a gerund.
We are what we think. We are makes no complete sense. So the clause what we think makes it complete. It is a subjective complement here. And then the last sentence, the teacher saw me sleeping.
Here sleeping is a participle which completes the sense of the object me, so it is also an objective complement. So you see, the complement may have different forms in the sentence. It may be a noun or an adjective or a phrase or a gerund or an infinitive or even a clause. Hopefully you liked the video. Please do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel for more grammar videos. Thank you so much.